good way to get exposure is through competitions, through
Hmm.
writing to, poetry magazines or other works. Because if your work is accepted through those channels, then you get the exposure and the attention of publishers who might say, "Oh, we really like your work. We're interested."
Hmm.
So that's another avenue.
I like that you mentioned that. I will say, for posts who are thinking about that, that's also, I mean, that's also a budgeting thing, because a lot of these contests, you're going to be.
Yeah.
It sounds small, right? It can be, you know, some places will be $3 a pop. Some people are going to be like $50 to $100 a pop. So just kind of having that budget in. What I will say is that if it's something you're taking seriously, these can be business expenses. "Quote unquote," I'm not a CPA, so please check those. But that is something to keep track of with your expenses.
Yeah.
I like the idea of submitting to build awareness, because even if you, especially if the submissions, obviously you want to win, but it is a way to get your work out there. There are poets who have had opportunities come up just by taking advantage of those contest windows.
Mhm.
And also, you do get readers. You get editors that see your work. You get readers that see your work. So even if it doesn't get published, it doesn't mean that it hasn't been read. There has been a audience for it, however small.
Right. And I would also, because it's, it takes a little bit of thick skin
Yeah.
for to go down that path, because there's a lot more rejection than there
Oh,
is
100%.
acceptance, right? But even if you don't win first or runner up or anything like that, even if you get highly commended, that's still getting attention. And the editors or the judges for these competitions, they could also be in publishing or have influence. And even if they hadn't chosen yours, they might be interested and reach out and tell you that.
Yeah.
And so that can be an avenue. It's exposure is the key.
Yeah. It's an age now where the quality of your work is like, oh, what's up, Spider? Give me a sec. Like, the quality of poetry nowadays is so high that judges could honestly pick anyone between number 1 and 100, and it would be a reasonable choice. So it's like, there's so many other factors are going into the selection. So like, if an editor is saying that, "Hey, I like your work," that's not a light comment. They didn't have to send that. You
Right,
know?
and that's rare, right,
Yeah.
to get feedback.
Yeah.
So take it, and again, all it takes is for one to say yes, right? And send your best work. And if you really feel strongly about it, if this is good, then keep submitting.
Hmm.
Because judges change, panels change, and just because it wasn't selected, here, you definitely um, it might work somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then you've got the challenge of you have to keep track of where you're sending.
Yes.
So
What
that's important. Um,
what I tell people is that you reach a point where the acceptance is actually more work than the rejection, because you gotta get in touch with some more.
because
It's actually
it's
harder.
a
It's
lot of
like, oh, now I gotta do all these contacts.
spreadsheets.
Um, and it doesn't even really matter what stage you are in the game. Like, I was talking with Time with Jess, who won the Pulitzer for Olio, and he's, before he won the Pulitzer, he's like, "Yeah, I had this thing out at 30 different contests at any given time, and then when it wins something, then you pull it." But it doesn't matter what stage in the game you are. There's always a pool of people you're competing with.
Large pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, again, if you're familiar with the channel, you already have my stance on that for artists, but like, that is the reality if you're doing that contest route.